Yeah, day 5. It's good. I'm losing track of time. I have no idea what day of the week it is. But I want to read something from my journal because I wrote it at 7:20 a.m. and I mean, anytime you go on an adventure, there's like a theme, and the theme is creating itself for healing. But I just want to read this. All right, so 7:20 a.m. I went for a swim. I started to flow, like doing yoga. And a man watched unashamed, stood right in front of me and said, "Go on." I started to pack up. The sun was coming over the hill. I walked away to watch the codes. My right eye had so much sadness. I had forgotten yesterday was similar. I did the same meditation, staring at the sun. I let myself let it out. I am sad and frustrated. I can't be free to inhabit my body fully. That I can't run and play in innocence. I can't splash and try handstands and cartwheels like I once could. I want a little girl, yet I already fear for her. Release this, God. The loss of innocence isn't lost. I never lost it. It's just the perceptions that I cannot see. It's just the perceptions that cannot see as I am. I want to feel safe to be in my body everywhere I breathe. Perhaps this is my main motivation for wanting partnership. I feel I have a protector and champion. My dad wasn't around for those times. He didn't know how to be present. His dad was never either. I claim myself back as whole. I claim I am safe now. So yeah, this morning, it's the same thing. It's like being so empathic. It's like, I still have compassion. Like I know why there's like a culture here, and everywhere where like they're oppressed, and like, I mean, the women are covered, and so it's curious, and this is, I was saying yesterday that somebody wanted to take a photo and they want to bleach their skin white, and like they're obsessed with blonde hair, and I get it, and I have like double D's in a tiny bathing suit, and but it's like I was literally doing cartwheels, and it was so early in the morning. Like I just was like, this is a safe time, and it started off my day a little bit like, God damn it, like, are you kidding me? Like, please just don't. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then unfortunately something happened at the spa. Not to me, but to somebody that's on the retreat. Something, just inappropriate draping and comments, and the same response of like freezing. And like, you think in these situations where you're uncomfortable that you to draw the boundary, but like it's the unconscious controls our nervous systems, and so the unconscious, the vagus nerve that's running from our brain to our gut, like that dysregulated can freeze the whole body. And so if unconsciously, we've been programmed to be docile and good girls, then the initial reaction, like you'd think it would to get the fuck up off the table, it doesn't always happen. And that ended up being a beautiful healing moment too. The person that happened to, after class tonight, I was just like I always do, like, this might be kind of weird, but do you want to pray? And she did, and it was beautiful healing. And I don't really pray like probably the same way that like they would in like a Catholic church or something, but still just connecting and like, asking for protection and good warmth and things like that. I think it makes a good difference. And I mean, I really like fuck with Jesus, but just not in the same kind of like Christian way, since, never mind, that's a whole can of worms. I won't go into how the prosecutors of Jesus is through fabricated parts of the Bible, but whatever. anyway, so it was a beautiful occurrence. And when you're a healer or an empath, like, and we are here to like raise the vibration, we have to be uncomfortable. And how we respond to things is what makes the changes. And so I'm trying to respond differently and not be so scared to exist. But at the same time, it's like, I want to protect myself and I want to protect my sisters, and I don't always know how, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm small, and there is a difference when, you know, there's more testosterone in a being and the muscles are faster. And, you know, just I get it. As much as I talk about gender not mattering, I do. It's not that I don't understand biology and chemistry and all of that. I don't think it has a place for judgment or a place in the spirituality, but out on the streets, like, I feel often threatened. And India has been nothing but beautiful, nothing but wonderful. But it's, you know, there's also a big oppression of sexuality, which is funny because it's like the motherland of Tantra, which Tantra, again, it's only one small aspect that it has to do with, you know, the sex, but there's still just misplaced lust energy about. And yeah, it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. But then, like, you know, at the end of the day, sitting here contemplating it all, it was just like, everything is supposed to happen and everything's happening in its right time. And I just gotta trust that, like, being uncomfortable is growth, and the unconscious of the whole planet is coming up. And so this is just a byproduct of that. Like, we're getting rid of this toxicness of treating women like they're objects. And so, of course, we're gonna run into the microcosms of the whole world, the whole planet getting an upgrade. You know, the lower vibrations can't stand, but as the unconscious comes to the conscious, you know, it's leaving us, it's leaving our experiences, but it has to sometimes be experienced, because then we react differently to it. And that's what vibrates higher, is can we be present in the uncomfortability. And so, you know, I'm trying not to also do the thing that I always do, which is just like put myself too much in other people's shoes and not put myself in my own body. And that's what I'm really seeing is like I've been so frustrated with myself, like why can't I feel my feet all the time? Like, why am I in the clouds? And it's like, but then when I recount, sometimes if I were to really fully be in my vessel, in my temple, I can't always be. I just can't at this time, because it's not. If I were to fully be free in my body, then you bet I would be dancing and frolicking all of the time, everywhere. And, you know, as a kid, like, I have so many brothers and sisters, so there's always people around, even if, like, you know, my dad wasn't always around. It's just like, and like, bless him, he's really, really, really not the worst. You know, we're really tight now. But yeah, he wasn't always around on the playground, and he wasn't always around at the father-daughter dances, and so I know that my healing is, you know, and I've really worked on it, but it's just like, I get way more stoked when I get, no, that's actually not true. I was gonna say, yeah, way more stoked when I get male attention, but I was just talking about this, I'm like, when someone is like, somebody is a lesbian and hitting on me, it means so much more, because I know women, and like, we are picky, and I'm like, God, thank you. Wow, I don't float that way, but like, I appreciate it. But all to say that, like, you know, life's a journey, and today was just a lesson in how to allow, how to not take it personal, and how to just sometimes even though I want to keep playing and splashing and doing yoga in the ocean, I had to pack up and walk away. And that's even my privilege that I was able to get up and go, because a lot of women can't get up and go in assaulting situations. And I mean, to be perfectly honest, my first situation that I can really, that was really, really significant to me was in high school. And you know, they say it's with people that you know, the people that are closest to you, and there was gaslighting involved. There was, you know, denial of what had happened to me. One, because I was in shock, and two, because I didn't think I had anybody to tell. I didn't think anyone was gonna believe me, because you know, these people are charismatic people. And yeah, and I lost a lot of friends, and because I became a shell of myself. I was not in my body anymore. And you know, I have, you know, memories are coming back now, but like basically from like high school, college, I have so little detailed memories. Like if the train comes through, like something reminds me of something, I can like make the connection and be present to the memories. But yeah, as far as the recall goes, I wasn't embodied, and I was also coping and, you know, smoking a lot of weed and you know, doing acid and just doing so much to get me out of the pain that I was feeling in my body. And that pain is sadness. And so today, like during the sun meditation, you have to keep your eyes open in the light, and all this light's coming in. And my left eye, which, you know, is the feminine, I'm very connected to my feminine energy. And so this eye is fine. And then my right eye, I wanted to squint so bad. I didn't want to look at the light. I didn't, and that's just, you know, a microcosm. But I didn't want to deal with the shadows. And so when I finally let it go, it's like sacred tears. Is when I do my candlelight meditation. I stare at candlelight, and you're not supposed to open your eye. You're not supposed to blink your eyes. And when you have those sacred tears, they're much more potent as far as an emotional release goes than even just like a big full cry. Because, you know, it's just charged with the intention of that. And so it's a sacred act. And so today, just letting myself like just have compassion for like little me was really healing. And then the person that was in the group that this, you know, happened to, she's a woman in her 50s or 60s, and it's still that little inner child is what gets affected, and she's got a tough skin. But it's like, why did we ever have to develop a tough skin? And at the same time, I'm babysitting this 2-year-old who's so beautiful and so free, and she wouldn't even notice if someone was being weird and creepy, because it's just not even on her radar, because she's still able to be so pure. And it's like, yeah, I wrote in my diary, I would love to have a little girl one day. But then at the same time, I have this worry. I'm like, would I be irresponsible to bring children onto this earth with this planet that's like, you know, perverted? Like, and you know, it would be a risk for sure. And it's just certainly not something that, like, you know, especially after watching my mom, you know, raise so many kids, like with, you know, with support, but you know, not a full-time second parent in the house all the time. And like, yeah, I don't want it to be so hard at all. And so it's good that I'm like facing these things to like heal these things. But it was definitely like a big theme of the day. It's just like the loss of innocence that comes just from, you know, having to grow walls around our hearts, because the innocence gets perceived as asking for it, and that's just the truth. And I've been in like a lot of situations where, you know, men have spoken to me or acted upon me like I was, you know, like they just, like it was assumed. Like I knew what I was doing to them when I was just doing nothing, just being myself. And like they can't control their urges, and I must know that, and I should be be sensitive to their overcoming for me. And it's just like disgusting. And yeah, and I just am really realizing the ways that I, because of that, become a caretaker. I don't want anyone to feel what I've ever felt. That really drives me to like create these safe spaces for women and queer people, anyone that's just representing the feminine and can't be in their bodies because of trauma. That's just, everything had to happen in my life to take me to this space. I see that now, but it doesn't mean it wasn't really fucking hard, and it doesn't mean that I'm not still dealing with all of this. And I mean, it's tough. And I mean, today, like I told people how I'm almost 30, and everyone was like, no, you're not, you have a baby face. And I love that. I'm like, I know. I was like devastated when I stopped getting off of the kids menu at like 14, but like there's still this weird thing around like youth, and it's mixed with somehow sexuality, and even as I get older, I don't want to speak that into existence, even as my earthly years grow and I continue to get younger, I just never saw myself as, like becoming a woman. And then it was like all of a sudden it just like happened, and it felt like the whole world treated me differently, and I didn't know why. And like I'm still catching up to that now, presently. So yeah, it was a little bit of an gnarly day today, but I knew that I had stuff to heal. I knew I was coming to India to like clear space and to really just be in my body. And I really have been working really hard for years, and that's that's throwing yourself into the masculine energy. It's not embodied, because the feminine relaxes, and then so too she can receive, because the magnet gets stronger. And I have been in my doing energy because I've also been running and trying to make something of myself, because I want the safety of that. I'm so driven to create and to manifest a better life, because it's been really fucking hard. And I do want more. I do want a family, and I know that right now I couldn't make that happen. And so I feel like I'm never done. I feel like I'm never enough. I feel like I have to just keep doing things to like upgrade my situation. And it's like I'm tired, and I'm tired of running from what I've been running from, which is that fucked up things have happened to me, and like fucked up things have happened to a lot of people. But sometimes I think when you're kind and sweet, and people kind of almost take kindness as weakness, or think it's just because I never had a problem and I'm just sitting on a mountain of privilege because I'm, I don't know, blonde or something. And it's like, no, I'm kind because I don't want to add to the world some of the bullshit that's happened to me. It's really hard to be kind. It's really easy to be bitter. And so I don't want to do that, and I won't do that. But it doesn't mean that I don't get misconstrued, and that it's not hard to be misconstrued. But I will keep going, and I will keep making the world a better and safer place for me and for everybody. That I know. So that's a lot to say. But I also want to write down, or I want to like talk about my day, because my recall memory is shit. And I think that's also like being present. Like I'm very, very present. When I'm talking to people or when I'm looking at trees, I am the tree. So I don't always like, I'm like, what did I do today? Like I floated through the whole day. But anyway, so today, I did a sunrise meditation and I'm tired. I went swimming and then I snuck away for a cappuccino. And then I went to yoga, and yoga today was about like grounding and like really feeling the feet and like really holding the poses for a long time. And that was really great. And like I haven't really been doing my normal Kundalini practice because I've been doing so much other yoga, which is fabulous. It's been really great to like, just to know that the Kundalini is always accessible in any pose, in any moment. And then today, but though it was weird because like I was very much feeling my chakras, even though we were like working on just the physical body. And I just kept like feeling this, like I just wanted to belt out. Like I was just like, there was just so much energy in me that like, and usually it comes out like in the throat, and I just kept like wanting to just be like, like just like fucking sing or something. But I was like, no, like I need to sit with even that. Like that is like, that's just like a lot of energy cultivating in me. And so after class, everybody like left, and I just sat there with my eyes closed and actually meditated. And it was so nice just to like sit and do some mantras and reconnect to the goddess, and just like, just to also have kind of a little bit of a triggering moment, and then just to be like, oh yeah, but really I'm fine. Like, how lucky am I? I'm singing Shanti 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 to a cool statue by a bunch of flowers by a river in India under a mosquito net. And there weren't any mosquitoes, but I just like mosquito nets because they're pretty. And that's just cool. Like, there's just so many pretty things here. And so that was my morning. And then really dank breakfast. And that was kind of also funny too, because I'm like eating a lot. Like there's 2 meals. I probably eat on average like 1 meal a day and like a snack. And so I was like kind of making a joke. I'm like, I thought I would be losing weight on this trip. And then like the other lady was like, oh no, you definitely will. Like I'm so hungry, we're like barely eating. You can go into town and get like lunch or whatever, but they have like a meal at 10 and at 7. And it kind of, the contrast hit me, because I mean, I'm work trading to be here, which is like is a privilege in itself, but I'm here with most of the people that are like retired or like, able to go to India in the middle of the year and not work. And so she was like, I've just been hungry all day. Like, I was just so hungry. And I was just like, what's that like? I feel like I am so full because I have 2 meals a day. And again, like that just gave me compassion. And part of the reason is like, I'm driving to a yoga studio, and then I'm driving to a massage, and then I'm so fucking tired, and I'm driving home, and I get home, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm shaking. I forgot to eat today, and all I had was caffeine. And it's like, I need to change it up. I need to change it up so hardcore, and I don't know what life's gonna look like when I get home, but I'm really realizing like it's not sustainable, which is interesting. I don't know how I would be living if I didn't have yoga, because it's not like when I'm working, they're in like such zen places. But I think that's just the universe helping me balance, because I'm still working so hard, and it's just like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. Like, I'd rather move to India and not have as much of a nice of means as the fucking privileged land that I work in, because it's just like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how much you have to hustle to just serve, like, just to make it, to fucking make rent and to pay for my truck and gas. Like, that's basically what I pay for. And it's like, I make like a lot of money if I was here. It's interesting. All of it is interesting. So after yoga, yeah, then breakfast, and then I went, I went back to my room. I was kind of tired this morning. I just journaled and sketched, and there's this cool lady that runs the studio, or runs the retreat center with her husband, and I don't know where her accent is from, but she's so fucking cool. She always wears like black and she has this like these leg tattoos. She has like this fucking panther coming up her legs. She's so fucking sick. And then she's like married to this like super sweet guy from Alabama. And anyways, I was sketching a bunch of panther tattoos because I'm inspired. Panther and cobra tattoos. And so yeah, doodled by the pool, and then I went to town and got a coffee, another one. And yeah, today was kind of mellow. Oh yeah, and then I was like, I want a fucking massage. And like, it was also because I kind of had a weird like out of body experience. Like when I got triggered this morning, I could tell that I was like not sensing my feet as much. Like I was kind of getting in my head and in my feelings. And I was like, a massage actually would be a really good idea. And I called it in. I was like, I want to like receive healthy touch, but I also like need like a good massage, and a good massage means you get in there and like your glutes are touched or whatever, and I was scared I was gonna get the guy that kind of wronged my fellow retreat friend, and but it worked out. I did get paired with a guy, and I got nervous, and then he was so sweet. He was thorough for sure. I was like, whoa. But it was also interesting to like it's been a while since I've got like received and like where I was sensitive, because I know the meridians. Where I was really tender was the bladder channel, which goes down the back, which is, like if you piss yourself, it's the bladder channel. It holds water and fear, and so he was moving fear out of me, and I was so sensitive, and I was in those channels, like we hold energy, and it was interesting to like just again see the microcosm and the macrocosm of like my body is holding the memories. The body holds the trauma, and getting re-triggered, it was all there on the surface, which is beautiful because you need help to move it. And I'm grateful for it. It was also interesting because I thought they were like full of massage, and I was like, I'm just gonna ask, maybe there's one in the next couple of days. And then I walked up 15 minutes before 12 or whatever, and she was like, oh, well, somebody just canceled, which also made me worried. I was like, is it the weird guy? So if you want to do a massage right now, you can. And I'm like, that's alignment. So that was really, really nice. I feel so good, and they use like really nice oils, and like got all up in my scalp. I'm like a soft ass baby. And then after that, then it was nap time. It's a little hot today. Today was hot. There wasn't as much of a breeze as there's been, so I kind of chilled a little bit today. And then it was time for yoga, and we did more of like a Iyengar style class with like all the props, which is super cool. And everyone's always like, you're so flexible, and I want to say I'm so disciplined. Like, yes, like I also have stretchy ass collagen, but flexibility comes from sitting in what is uncomfortable for long periods of time, and that I have definitely done. So thank you, but it's not just something I was born with, but also it was just something I was born with. So yeah, practice was really great. They had like the ropes that they hang off the walls, and like fuck, you just get so traction. You can put it, like, we put it on our hips and, like, hung off of it and, like, just made my down dog, like, ooh, right after. And yeah, I'm thinking about that right now. I'm literally feeling good just thinking about it. Class was nice. And then after that, I, like, asked the girl that, they're the woman that, had some misconduct. So we went and sat by the river and prayed and chatted and got to know each other, and that was really beautiful. And then it was time for dinner. And now we are here after dinner. I like tahini cookies. Ooh, I had two. And dipped them in chai. I have had so much Thai tea, it's stupid. But it's so fucking good. I'm like, when in Rome, when in India, have the chai. This place is super cool. I keep talking to the owners. I'm like, so let's say I get 10 friends together. They're like, have a retreat. I feel like I'm in pretty good standings with them. I keep talking to the owners, and I mean, the one woman with the panther tattoo, I'm obsessed with her. And without even looking at the list, she, like, knew my name, and I was like, my heart stopped for a second. I don't know, seriously, something about wise women. I'm like starstruck. So yeah, all in all, a really wonderful day. And I'm such a fidgeter. If you're annoyed by my hand off of the screen, I'm playing with this thing. But yeah, I think tomorrow we got to do some healing today, so tomorrow balance will be hopefully a little bit chiller. And yeah, it's been, even with all that, it's been so wonderful here, and I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm so grateful for all of the cool people that I get to engage with, and all the little doggies. And I saw this, like, super fucking old guy today, sitting back in a chair, just, like, passed out. And he was working at the coconut stand. Oh, there's also, like, fresh coconuts. You can just, like, have them hack it open. Oh, so good. But anyways, he was, like, dead ass asleep just by a big pile of coconuts. And I was like, you're so in your authenticity. It's just so cool. It's really, I mean, it's a different way of living here than the States, but it's just, all humans are humans. It's cool, like, especially at the retreat center, there's, like, other people here from, like, around the world, and it's like, I like hearing all the accents, but and, like, eavesdropping over the conversations, but, like, man, all people are looking for the same things. And one of our U.S. soldiers lit himself on fire in protest of the war in Palestine and the U.S. involvement, and it's, like, crazy. I'm like, I'm over here having a coconut crushed open, and yeah, like, there's so much going on in the world, and I just feel really blessed. That's all I gotta say. So, Sat Nam, and see what tomorrow brings.